Meet my never lucky Iron Man, forks only, no spoons allowed here. After maxing my main and nearly maxing my Iron Man, I wanted to try something new. RuneScape with getting unlucky on every grind in the game. If I get any drop before the drop rate, I can't use or keep it. Valuable items will periodically be given out to viewers and subs. My goal is to complete the Inferno, and I'm not going to stop there. Please subscribe to my only forks. I mean, forks only. What is up, gamers? HCIM Chill here. Right now I'm working on Mahogany Homes, a construction minigame that's actually really good for training your construction. And I'll talk about that in a sec, but before I get into that, I need to talk about how I got the planks to get here. So to do Mahogany Homes, you have to have several planks as well as some steel bars. So you can see here I have the map open, and this is in the woodcutting guild. So these trees right here are all oak trees. And so what I did was I chopped the oak trees and then went down here to the sawmill to the right side and paid the sawmill instructor to turn them into planks. Then I just walk over to the deposit box on the right and then deposit the planks in my bank, and then walk back over, chop down more oak trees, walk back to the sawmill, buy more planks out of them, and then just keep repeating that. And so this is actually really expensive. The oak planks luckily are not too bad. They're 250 coins a pop, but the higher level planks, teak and mahogany, get significantly more expensive. I believe teak are 500 a plank and then mahogany are 1.5k per plank. And the problem with that is you need a ton of planks to train your construction. So as you can see here with Mahogany Homes, I'm just going around from house to house doing contracts. This is essentially like Slayer, where you get a task that you have to do, and then you just have to go to somebody's house and destroy all their furniture and build up your own new furniture with the planks that you brought. And there's different tiers of contracts that you can do depending on the type of plank you want to use in your construction level. So as I said before, I'm using oak planks here, so these are the novice contracts, and I'm just using oak planks for everything. And it's actually pretty expensive plank-wise. Like, I'm going through my planks very quickly. But the benefit of doing Mahogany Homes is that you get a lot more XP per plank than you do with traditional construction training methods. So I believe traditional construction training, it would take me a ridiculous amount of oak planks, as you can see here, just to get to level 50. But on Mahogany Homes, it didn't take me that many at all. It took me, I think, about 400 or so. So it's really a lot better to do it this way. And it is a little slower, but there's also some good perks that you could get from Mahogany Homes. You actually can get a construction builder's outfit that gives you extra construction XP, as well as the plank sack, which lets you store your planks, which is really efficient, especially if you're doing Mahogany Homes. So we're going to do a lot of this later. Eventually, I do want to get 70 construction to unlock the Song of the Elves quest, but right now I'm just working towards 50, because 50 is what you need to get a portal. And portals are going to be extremely useful. There's some spells that are on different spell books, such as the Barrows teleport, and you can use that if you build a portal in your house even without changing spell books. So what I plan on doing later is teleporting to my house and then just going through my Barrows portal, and then I can get there immediately instead of having to walk all the way there from one of the fairy rings or something like that. And so we are going to be getting 50 construction here. And these portals also are useful for other things early game. Once I get to Slayer, training Slayer, I definitely want to build a portal to Kourend Castle. There's a lot of Slayer tasks that are good for the Catacombs of Kourend, and just having that instant teleport there is just extremely useful. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to all that. And there's other perks of construction too later. You know, there's teleports with the jewelry boxes you can build. There's the restoration pool you can build and upgrade that you can click on to restore your run energy, health, you know, cure poison, all these great things. Those are going to be very far off, but construction's just a great skill to train. It's just unfortunate how expensive it is. And remember, I am pretty poor from all the Dagannoth wrecks that I was doing before, and I still don't have my Berserker ring either. If you remember, I got 2 Berserker rings before the drop rate, and I need to go back, and that's going to cost me a lot of money. But yeah, let's just keep on training construction here through these Mahogany Homes. You can see I'm still just running around, teleporting and doing contracts, and I will knock out 50 in no time. All right, and there we go. About an hour later after doing Mahogany Homes, I have now unlocked level 50 construction. That really didn't take long at all. It was about an hour or so of cutting trees in the woodcutting guild and turning them into planks, and then about an hour of doing Mahogany Homes. Again, it was pretty expensive. It definitely put a dent in my cash stack. I think it was a bit over 100k, but you know, it's really not that bad. Now it's over and I can make portals in a portal room, which again is very expensive, so I'm gonna hold off for now. But the next thing I want to do on this episode is I want to knock out a lot of quests. I've gotten a lot of levels and requirements, honestly, for the Barrows gloves, and I want to start making some more progress towards that. If you remember a couple episodes ago, I got 70 cooking, which was required, and then I also completed Legends quest, which was a prerequisite for one of the quests in Recipe for Disaster. Now, I know you don't have to actually complete the Legends quest, you just need to start it, but I still wanted to complete it to get some Herblore XP. But as you can see here, I completed Throne of Miscellanea to unlock the, you know, the Managing Miscellanea. Again, not going to use that for a while because it's very expensive, but it's still just a good quest to have out of the way. And then I've done 2 Recipe for Disaster quests here. You can see I did Ceramic Vars, as well as a Wogulgoy, or however the hell you say his name. And that's wonderful, because with both of these knocked out, that upgrades the Colonomancer's chest below Lumbridge Castle and gives me more access to food and higher tier gloves. Now I've actually completed all the subparts of the Recipe for Disaster except for the main quest itself. I'm not quite ready for that because I still have to complete Desert Treasure. But here's also the last prereq for Desert Treasure knocked off right here. This is the Temple of Ekov. And this one's actually pretty challenging to do on an Iron Man because you have to use ice arrows to kill the boss. And this is where my fletching comes in handy. You need to use short bow or higher to be able to use ice arrows. So I actually, you know, since my fletching level is very high already, I actually was very easily able to do this and not a hard quest at all. So next episode, I think we are going to get into Desert Treasure and knock that out, and then maybe even the Barrows gloves too. But before we do that, we need to go and take a venture to our favorite minigame. Not really. Barbarian Assault. But before we get into the minigame, actually, I'm going to, real quick while I'm here, I'm going to complete this, and you can see I've finished the Barbarian Barb Crawl here, which I probably should have done this earlier, but now I can smash my vials when I drink potions, which is really useful so they don't keep taking up space in your inventory. Yeah, definitely going to be using that a lot, and it's also a prereq for a couple quests that I'm going to do later. I haven't mentioned it yet, but I actually do plan on going for a quest point cape on this account, and I, you know, want to do that sooner rather than later. I don't want to put off the dangerous quests forever just because it's a hardcore. I think the quests are pretty fun and they unlock more content, so yeah, I'll definitely be doing that. But anyway, let's go ahead and go into the Barbarian Assault here. And so here I am doing Barbarian Assault right now. I'm currently an attacker just running around killing these guys. Luckily, I did get a group to play with from my clan, United Iron, shout out to them. But this minigame actually kind of sucks. Like, I'm really not a fan. You rely on other people, you have to wait for them to call the right thing for you. It's just really annoying, and playing with a random group is really frustrating. Like, whenever you go in, you might, you know, get someone who just leaves on wave 5 or halfway through. But essentially what you do is there's 10 waves of enemies, there's healers, runners, and then it's just some attackers. So you have to kill the attackers, the healer will use poisonous food to kill their healers. You have a defender that sets up traps to kill the runners, and then you have a collector that just picks up all the eggs. And after you get through all the waves, then you have to fight the Penance Queen at the end. And the Penance Queen is pretty easy to kill, actually. She drops some eggs that the collector has to pick up. Then the collector will give them to the healer, they'll modify the eggs, give them to the attacker, they'll modify them again, give them to the defender, modify them again, and then they go back to the collector, get shot into a cannon, and then fired at the queen. And the way you can actually remember this is you use the acronym CHAD, so collector, healer, attacker, defender, to know what order you need to go through. But really, it's not a very exciting minigame. There's actually people, groups that you can pay to boost you up to go through the minigame as quickly as possible. But if you've ever looked into that, it's insanely expensive. definitely don't recommend that. But yeah, it's really just kind of tedious and boring. But yeah, we're gonna have to get it because the fighter torso is really useful. So the reason I'm doing this mini game is because you can get the penance torso or fighter torso from it, and this torso gives you +4 strength. It also has some pretty good defense bonuses as well. And this +4 melee strength is just so good for a chest armor. It's honestly ridiculous. I believe that it will be my best melee chest armor until I get to do Bandos and get the Bandos chest plate, which is much, much, much later. Like, Bandos, definitely not something you want to rush into while playing hardcore. So this is essentially what I'm going to be wearing for the bulk of this character for the next several months or longer. And so I figure I might as well knock it out early. Like I mentioned before, I actually have one of my busiest times of the year in late January and early February at my job. And so I want to sit down in Nightmare Zone and just hang out there during work, because that's very easy to do. The Nightmare Zone, you can just AFK, click once every 15 seconds or so, and train your melee combat skills a lot. I definitely plan on doing that. And yeah, I want to get this torso to make me do more damage there, and then it'll be more efficient. So that's really why I'm going for it. Alright, and here's an example fight with the Penance Queen. So I'm a defender in this game, so I'm just kind of hanging out here by the lava pool. And remember, you use your CHAD acronym to know before defender is the attacker. So what I'm going to do is wait on the attacker to give me these eggs, and then I'm going to dunk them in lava, and then give them back to the collector, which then they'll put them in the cannon, and then we'll launch them at the queen. So really, it's just kind of sitting here and staying alive until you get those eggs. You honestly have to rely on your healer a little bit. We actually died last game because the healer, I guess, was a little overwhelmed. Your level 1 healer, it's actually kind of hard if there's only one. You can level up your roles in this game, and then as you do that, they get more powerful, and so the healer role gets way more powerful as you level it up. But anyway, yeah, the healer is just going to run around and make sure we don't die while the queen spits stuff at us. I don't even know what that is. It looks kind of like bubbles, but who knows. But anyway, I'm just going to hang out by this lava pool, wait for the eggs, and kill these little guys when they come up to me. So yeah, not super exciting, like I said, but you know, you got to do it. Got to get the fighter torso. And let's just fast forward a little bit here. And then you can see now I'm getting all of these eggs, and I am dunking them in the lava as I get them. And after dunking all of these, then I will give them to the collector, which is yellow. The yellow circle is under the collector, so that's how you can tell who's which role. And so I'm just passing all the eggs to him by using them on him. And then we are going to run up to the cannon. So let's see. Oh, I guess we're just running up here now, even though I have one more egg. And then everyone needs to come spam. So you click on the cannon here. And then you just spam click the Omega egg when everybody gets there. Let's wait. And then, oh, I guess someone already spam clicked it. Well, that's okay. Alright, well, the queen died. You can see she just exploded. And then you get a ton of points. So you get points for each round, and you need 375 points in each roll, plus the one queen kill to get the torso. So I'm almost done. I just have one more game I need to play to get my points high enough in all my rolls. So let's go do that. And here we are a bit later. I currently have enough points. So now I'm gonna run down here and just thanking my clan here for helping me on the torso. Because yeah, definitely want to thank people for being willing to do this painful, awful mini game with me. And then you just come to the board here. You can see I have over 375 points and everything. So I'm gonna come upstairs, and I believe it's, yeah, this guy right here, Commander Conrad. Scroll down, and there is the penance torso there. See 375 points in each roll, and then accept. And I got my fighter torso, so there it is right there. And let's deposit some stuff for, yeah, I'll take it out and put it on later. But yeah, that's just wonderful. I'm really glad I got that. A huge upgrade. Like I said, it's going to make my melee damage much better, just, you know, for a long time. And really it is best in slot until I get to bandos. So let's look at it on. Like, oh, look how nice that looks. The Dragon Defender and the torso. I'm starting to look pretty good. I just need to get that Berserker ring then, and also I need a fire cape, right? Still rocking the Artie cloak, but the fire cape itself, we'll get one of those soon. We got a magic short bow. We need to imbue it from Last Man Standing, and then I'll probably get my Barrow's gloves first, and then I'll go into the fight caves, which is going to be a lot of fun. I think when I do the fight caves, I'll probably upload a separate video as well, just showing the full run and commentating the entire thing. I think it'll be useful for people maybe who also want to do a low level cape with really budget gear. You could see like my thought process and how I go through the entire fight caves, and that might be kind of fun. Definitely it'll end up being a pretty long video though, because with a magic short bow and like 70 ranged, it is not going to be a fast cape. But yeah, got my torso, got the construction requirement checked off, and so really, after I get Barrow's gloves and my fire cape, I would say I'm in the mid game now. I think the only thing left I have to do here is get my Berserker ring, and we'll do that soon. I think that'll be right after the fire cape. Hopefully that's not too painful, because remember, I already got 2 of them before, but I think that I should be able to get one pretty quickly. It's only a 1 in 128 drop, so it can't be that bad. And, you know, the Dagonoth bones you get from Rex always give you more prayer XP, so that never hurts. But yeah, we're going to knock all that out, and then we're going to be on to the mid-game, ready to do some Barrows and more interesting content. You know, some higher level quests coming soon too. So yeah, super exciting. I know this episode's a bit shorter than some of the other ones that I've had recently, but we'll get some longer ones later. This one didn't have a ton of content in it, but hey, still got 2 things off our checklist, and it's looking good. So yeah, please like and subscribe the video if you're enjoying it to see more, and I will be back soon with another episode. Thanks, guys.